Hello everyone, Golden here. Sorry about that. Alright, anyway. So I'm going to be reacting to what if Miguel won the second All Valley in Season 4. Alright, so I'm going to just react to the video. And I'm going to do that first and then say what I think that some changes that could have happened in the end of the video. And then what could stay the same. Alright, so let's go.
My name is Boxies, and today we are going to continue the What If series with events of Doctor. And in this What If, we're going to change the history of Cobra Kai. What if Miguel won the All Valley tournament during Cobra Kai Season 4? So in this timeline, the events of Cobra Kai Season 4 would still happen. Daniel and Johnny would still go their separate ways. Eli would still join Miyagi-Do, and Johnny would train Miguel. Johnny would still go confront Terry and Kreese, and Terry and Johnny would still fight, but Johnny wouldn't get drunk. After the fight, there would still be a fight. During prom, Miguel and Sam would fight Tori and Robbie, and Miguel would still go home. He would want to talk to Johnny, but since Johnny never got drunk in this timeline, Johnny would give advice to Miguel, and Johnny would tell Miguel the same things he told him in the original timeline, that he wants to be a father to him. Miguel would still tell Johnny that he loves him. Johnny and Miguel's bond would be stronger than ever. The night of the tournament, events would stay the same. Eagle Fang, Miyagi-Do, and Cobra Kai would advance to the semifinals. Eli would still be Kyler in this timeline, and he would have to fight Miguel in the semifinals. But Miguel wouldn't be distracted, and he would use what he learned from Daniel and Johnny, and he would still do the flying roundhouse, but he wouldn't be injured, and he would beat Eli in this timeline, and Miguel would advance to the finals. Both Robbie and Miguel would still have hatred towards each other. Miguel would fight aggressively, much like he did in Season 1, and he would score a point on Robbie. Robbie would also fight aggressively. Robbie would get a point, and much like Eli and Robbie, Miguel and Robbie would go into sudden death. Robbie would be fighting more aggressively. Miguel would remember what Daniel taught him, and he would start fighting defensively, and Miguel would beat Robbie in this timeline. Johnny would go up to Miguel. He would tell him that he was proud of him. Daniel would congratulate Miguel. Robbie would walk off. He would be angry, and he would go into the locker room. This is when Robbie would see Anthony beaten up. He would go see if he was okay. Anthony would tell him that Kenny had beaten him up. This would make Robbie realize that Cobra Kai had corrupted Kenny. He would see what Cobra Kai was turning them both into. He would be angry. He would go talk to Kenny, and they would have a very similar interaction. And it would still be Sam and Tori in the finals, and those events would stay the same. Terry Silver would still bribe the referee, and Tori would beat Sam in this timeline. So Cobra Kai would win overall. Miyagi-Do and Eagle Fang would be forced to shut down. Robbie would still go to Johnny. It would be a very similar interaction, and Robbie would ask for Johnny's help. So Miguel never goes to Mexico in this timeline. Terry would still betray Kreese. Robbie would leave Cobra Kai. Johnny would continue to train Miguel in private. Robbie would show up. Miguel would get defensive, but Johnny would explain that Robbie wasn't here to fight. Robbie would walk up to Miguel, and he would apologize for everything. He would want to start
I
over.
doubt that.
Johnny would say that he wants his two sons to get along. This would make Miguel emotional.
Before I end up getting more deep into this video and finishing it, one thing I want to say, the whole thing that he said that, Robbie will end up apologizing to Miguel, I doubt it. Because he had many chances to end up apologizing to Miguel in Season 5, but he chose not to. I mean, even the moment where after the pool situation, Miguel came up to him like tough, but Robbie could have easily like not over up him or whatever, or be mad and then end up really just apologizing to him. But he didn't do that. Even at the restaurant, he could have easily just apologized to him. But he didn't do that. Even the whole house thing where Johnny was trying to have both of them trying to do this escape room, Robbie could have easily apologized. But he didn't do that. He had many chances to apologize, but he didn't do it. The only time he actually ended up doing that was when Miguel and Robbie fought, which means they would still have that fight. So I don't really think this would end up happening. I still think that would still stay the same in season 5. But let's keep going.
And he would agree. So Robbie and Miguel would be on good terms. Daniel would still go to Chosen. Robbie would also go apologize to Daniel. Daniel would be happy to see Johnny and Robbie together. Robbie would also ask Daniel for his help with Kenny. Daniel wouldn't want to help Kenny for what he did to Anthony, but Robbie would try to convince him that Kenny wasn't a bad person, that he was misguided by Cobra Kai like he was. Daniel would agree to help Robbie. Chosen would open up his own dojo in the US, and he would get Daniel to be a sensei there. He would also get Johnny to be a third sensei, and some of the Miyagi-Do students would join along with some Eagle Fang, and they would want to take down Cobra Kai once and for all. And that is where I'm going to end this What If. Thank you guys for watching.
Alright, so I finished the whole video of the What If Miguel actually won on his take, and here's my take on what could have, well, not could have, but like what some things could have happened or changed or whatever, and what other things could stay the same. I already said the whole Robbie and Miguel thing. I said that first. So my take is, if Miguel actually beat both Hawk and Robbie, like, it'll be a great thing for him, which means he'll be the second champ. And by that, some things will end up still being the same. Like for Hawk, I feel like even if he loses to Miguel, he wouldn't be too beat by it, because like that's like his best friend. And he said in the beginning of the fight, like, you're not gonna hold back, right? He said no, which means if he loses, he'll be okay with it. So we still would be able to actually end up still seeing Hawk the same. Robbie, on the other hand, same thing. Nothing really would change for Robbie at all. Sam, my thing is, in the whole her and Tori fight in season 4, I feel like she would end up beating Tori if Miguel was there. Now, let me just put this out there, because it's like the same way how she was fighting Devin in season 5. Miguel was there. He comfort her to actually end up saying like, "We're all in your corner. You got this." He comfort her, which brings her to end up beating Devin. And yes, before you say anything, Tori 100% had more experience than Devin. But either way, in season 4, we all know that Sam was better than Tori, because she still had more points than her, but the ref was cheating. Same situation. But I still feel like that the whole fight with her and Tori, it'll still happen. But right after that last point, she would end up like trying to figure out like what to do and all that, and end up hugging Daniel and saying thank you and all that, and Miguel would end up comforting her, which leads her to end up winning against Tori, not getting kicked from that last kick that Tori landed, and end up winning the whole thing, which means Cobra Kai would end up shutting down. And I honestly think the first 5 episodes of season 5 would just basically be all about, not all about, but some of about of what happened in season 5. Just with the whole Cobra Kai blowing up and all that. You get me? And then the rest of this 5 episodes of season 5 will just have them training for the Sekai Teikai. And then end up not going to the Sekai Teikai yet, but the big fight between Robbie and Miguel in the captain fight, and Tori and Sam in the captain fight will end up happening in the first episode of season 6, which leads us to have a whole cliffhanger of what's going to happen in season 6. That's my personal opinion, which leads to the same situation that will end up happening. Miguel will end up losing, and Tori will end up going back to Cobra Kai probably because her mom died. And after that, like, same thing will still end up happening, but just like probably a few changes will end up happening in season 6. I don't know, but yeah, the apartment fight in season 5 will end up happening. And a lot of stuff will end up changing. Most of the stuff will end up staying the same. But yeah, that's my take on this video. Yep, that's my take on this video. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think, and like, what is your what if that could have happened if Miguel actually won the All Valley. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like the video, and peace. See you in my next video.